There we go. We should be live. Hey, what's going on, you guys? Chad Christian coming at you with another exciting episode of Changing the Tech Scene. This is episode 8. What? We made it to 8. Can you guys believe it? With me, as always, is Lon Win, the winners. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's going on?
Good to see
How's
you,
everybody
man.
doing?
And I also have from, are you over in India? Is that where you're coming from, Edit?
Yeah, India.
India, holy crap. And we got Edit Chabria, who did such a fantastic job last week that he is now a regular on the show. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Very nice, very nice. Glad to have you guys here today. We are going to do a couple of prize giveaways later in the show, so make sure you guys stick around. Today, I wanted to honor my buddy Boogie2988. I don't know if you guys know or not, but he just had surgery to help him with his weight loss. So congratulations on that surgery, buddy. I hope it helps you out, you and your family. We love you, man. Get back as soon as you can. We appreciate it. And I wanted to give a shout out to our sponsor, Slick Wraps, today. You can visit them at slickwraps.com. You can use Coach CWC for a discount. And also NVIDIA. Make sure you guys check out the GeForce beta. It's GeForce now for the Mac. Make sure you guys check that out. I'll have some videos coming out for that soon. So let's get into some news, man. So Lon, real quick, where were you at last week?
I was in San Francisco last week.
San Francisco, man. That's exciting. Anything cool going on out there?
It wasn't anything. It was work related, but not. I wasn't covering anything. It was more like a meetup.
Dang it, man! I was hoping you were going to say, you know what? I got the essential phone. It's embargo. We can't talk about it.
Nobody's got the essential phone, man. It's vaporware.
Oh crap! Well, hey, speaking of vaporware, let's talk about the essential. If you go over to Best Buy right now and you key in essential, you'll actually see that it's out there for sale in the future. I don't think they'll let you pre-order it, but you can see it. So
yeah, it just says notify me.
This phone?
Notify me when it's going to come out 3 years from now.
I've signed up for the early 2019 release program. That's going to be exciting.
I mean, by the time this phone comes out, like the hype is dead. Like it's.
Yeah, the hype.
I mean, people already on the iPhone 8 and Note 8 hype train, so I don't think they're gonna get
Pixel 2, V30, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I just keep mentioning it, hoping it's gonna come out. Maybe they'll see a amazing big show and be like, you know what? There's so many people interested in it, watching Changing the Tech Scene. We must release this phone.
Yeah, it essentially never came to market. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, it's essentially you're not going to be able to pre-order it or get it.
But that display is really beautiful. I mean, that display, wow.
Yeah, the display is going to be great. But I've seen the iPhone 8 displays now.
Yeah.
The drawings, which is as much as we're getting from Essential, and they both look equally impressive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You probably
I mean,
for it. So
what's that?
You'll probably get the iPhone 8 before the Essential.
Yeah, probably. And the Note 8 and the V30 and the Pixel.
So
I mean, it looks just like every single one of those, except it looks just like a I don't know, like a plain render.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, no branding on it.
You guys see the Sony's Xperia XZ Premium, man. They're going to have support now for HDR on Netflix.
Yeah, they're running the G6, I think.
Now they said they're the second phone. What was the first phone that had HDR?
The G6. The G6.
Yeah, the G6 was the first one. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't even know that. I guess I would have known that had I done an actual review of the phone.
Yeah, I don't think it came out right when the G6 came out, though.
Yeah, the LG 6 was actually a great phone. That's a good tie-in to LG's second big phone that they're talking about right now. So they've confirmed that they're going to use the OLED panels in the V30. What do you guys think of that?
I think it's about time. It's about time they went back to OLED, or about time they just started using OLED because I don't know. I personally prefer OLED. I think it's superior to LCD. So, but it's kind of unfortunate. At least according to The Verge, it said it's going to be plastic OLED, which
that's a
which I think kind of sucks. I'd rather just have like a regular AMOLED screen, but I'll take what I can get, I guess.
Yeah, that's horrible. It'll be all cheap plastic like the Nintendo Switch screen.
So the G Flex 2 had a plastic OLED or what?
Yeah, the G Flex 2 was a plastic OLED screen. They've only used, anytime they've used OLED before in the past, it was plastic.
Okay, and the G Flex 2 was the last phone they used an OLED screen, LG?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a pretty cool phone that never really made it anywhere.
Yeah, it was, I mean, it was kind of, it looked cool on paper. Then when it came out, it was like complete garbo.
Innovations, man. And you know what's funny is you never saw another phone do anything like it again. They're like, that was horrible. Let's never do that again.
Yeah, they kind of ditched the whole flexible phone thing. I mean, I guess it made sense to be plastic back then because they needed to flex, but the V30 is not flexing, so it should just be a regular AMOLED panel.
Now I got a question for you. Do you think they're going to add in that secondary display, and if so, what do you think that's going to be like?
I think it's just going to be. I mean, from what I've seen, I think it's just going to be the one panel. If there's like a secondary ticker of sorts or whatever, I think it's just going to be built into the main screen, like through software.
Yeah, I think the V20 was a fantastic phone. It didn't get the credit I don't think that it deserves, and that's, you know, it's because of LG, unfortunately. I think they do better if they stop trying to give away TVs and toasters and all this crap when they're selling their phones, and stop reducing the price immediately. You know what I mean? It immediately looks like our product sucks. We're gonna try to give it to you for free.
Yeah, the V20 could have done a lot better had it came out shortly after it was announced, because it was announced and it was like the first phone to have Nougat or whatever, right? But it still came out after the Pixel did, so it didn't matter that it was the first one to have Nougat. The Pixel still came out before it, so it's kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, I agree. Ed, did you get that phone? Or did you try it out?
I did try it out, but I don't think they marketed it really well because I could hardly see any sort of advertisements for the V20.
Yeah, it is a bummer. I mean, the cool thing with that one is that was the Swiss Army knife of phones, man. It had everything cool on it, the removable battery. I can't remember. Yeah, it had the military construction, you know, grade construction for dropping. It had the remote, the infrared remote sensor, which was great. Nobody uses anymore. I mean, it had some really cool stuff to it. I liked that secondary display. Ron Lunsford, what's up? Lunsford's in here, and he said, and thank you for being a Patreon supporter, by the way. He said, I'd love to see a device with an e-ink always-on secondary banner display. That would be kind of cool. Because it would be a power conservative thing. You know what I mean? If it's just giving information like, you know, ticking across. But I guess the OLED might help with that anyways, because it only lights up, you know, the image that it needs to show, so it doesn't light the whole screen up for it. But
yeah, and plus, since LG is using an always-on display, also, that's going to look a lot better. You're not going to see like the light bleed or whatever that you see on like the G6 because it's using LCD.
It's like leaving it on in your room at night with the always on, and it looks like a night light.
Yeah, that's what I hate about always on displays. Like if you're gonna have that feature, it needs to be an OLED panel, because LCD it just looks bad.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah, some of the best phones, man, had the OLED. Look at the laptops too. I wish they would all go to the OLED too, honestly. I know the cost is a little bit more, but I think they're great panels. And the IPS panels always bleed too. Everybody complains about backlight bleeding and everything, but they still use them. I don't understand the logic behind that.
Yeah, I think the reason why like OLED isn't like the standard yet is because it's still like not perfect, because it's not as bright as IPS. Still, I mean, it looks great, but it still needs work in terms of like brightness and things like that. So
yeah, that's true. It does look really good on the watches too. The OLED displays on watches look, man, beautiful. And you know, the big advantage to using that technology is really the battery. You know, it doesn't have much battery draw. Like I said, it only lights up the pixels that it needs to power, which is a big benefit considering, you know, if we can't make the batteries any better, well, then we got to look at everything else to make it better.
Yeah.
So real quick, where are we at? We're 15 in the hour. I say we do a giveaway. Who wants a giveaway? Everybody raise your hand.
Everybody blink twice.
Everybody blink and say what up in the chat. Let's do a Slick Wraps giveaway. Lon, you want to do the first one, buddy? It can be anything you want to anybody. It can be a custom wrap for your phone. Make sure you visit them at slickwraps.com, or you can go to my link, which is sw.life/coachcwc, and get a discount. Lon, why don't you hit these guys up? Let's give away some goodies today.
All right. Trying to think of a good one here. Okay, what was the variant of the Galaxy S2 that was on Sprint?
Oh man,
Well,
this is bad as Ed just busted a tough one out last week too, man. It was a stumper. It was a stump the staff. I was like, I don't even know, man. I got on Google.
Everybody's everybody's Googling it right now.
yeah, keyboard warriors.
Like, I don't remember that happened like
Get in there.
6 years ago.
He said Epic Touch 4G.
Yeah, if he's the only one that answers, then well, I mean, he's the first one to answer, so he's the winner.
Is that it? Oh, hey,
yeah, that is correct. Yeah.
Ron, what's up? Lunsford just want to say, hey, it's HTC Bro, who he says, I like turtles.
Wrong answer.
Wrong.
They did not call it I like turtles.
Right. Don't be a potato head, HTC Bro. I should send you one like your buddy Ron got for joining us today. Very cool to have you here. If you guys don't know, HTC Bro is a part of HTC Elevate. Man, we got a lot of Elevate guys in here. What's going on with that?
Yeah, we're taking over the world.
I know. I think you're bringing in a big crowd at it. What's going on, man? Now all we need is the Android Authority Army. Lon, let's go, buddy. Bring them in. Come on now. Bring them in droves.
The what?
The Android
It was
Authority
renamed
Army.
to the.
Bring them in. Get them over here.
I just read the chat.
Oh, that's
It
hilarious.
was renamed to the 4G. I don't remember that happening.
Yeah, I don't remember that either. If
That's
correct,
I don't think it got renamed to the 4G. That sounds-
you'll win a door prize of this half-drank bottle of water. You make sure to DM me your address. I'll send this over immediately. Hashtag half a water. Speaking of water and energies, Tesla is rolling out their solar roofs that they've been talking about for a while. And it looks a little pricey. I don't know what the return on investment is going to be, but I guess for a 2,000 square foot home, it's around $50,000.
Yeah,
How many
but that's-
centuries do you think it'll take before you get that money back?
but it's all about reducing your carbon footprint, and if you can do it, why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's great. If you have the money, that's awesome. But
Yeah.
in my eyes, there's probably a lot of other ways you could go about saving the money or saving the carbon footprint, because how much does it take to produce those? That's the big question, right? Like, how much electricity does it require for us to save electricity type of deal?
Yeah. The cool thing about it is it's built into the roof, so it doesn't actually look different to a traditional roof, which is one of the selling points for the solar roof.
Yeah, that is true. I guess the cool thing too is that the fact that eventually price will come down as, manufacturing gets easier and production and more people get on board with it. I mean, think about it, in 20, 30 years, if we keep working on the green stuff that we're doing, that, a roof would be like a regular roof, but, maybe a little bit more, maybe 10 grand or 15 grand. Now they get into that price and everybody, I guarantee you, would get one.
Yeah, totally.
So, and and you would think too that something like that, there would be a government sector that would be giving money to help you fund that, don't you think? Because like when I bought my Volt, I got a $7,500 federal discount for buying a green product. So wouldn't you think that they'd start getting some kind of kickbacks or assistance to help with that?
If they aren't, they should definitely do it. It'll encourage, those who are on the fence to go ahead and get one.
Oh, yeah. Lon, you gonna get one for your apartment over there? You gonna hook that up?
Yeah, just my apartment. Nobody else gets the solar panels.
Everybody,
yeah, I don't know.
For your electricity, you have like 500 people at your place all the time.
Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Like if that becomes like the mainstream thing, and like all houses have like solar panels one day, like it's going to be interesting what happens with like electricity, like electrical companies and stuff.
Well, and here's the
like your electric bill and all that stuff.
Yeah, because Uncle Sam's got his hand in everything. I'm not some paranoid freakazoid, but what I could tell you is when we bought the Volt, there was a federal incentive that was working with consumers, which was our energy company. And they're like, hey, can we come over and install a secondary energy source that we can monitor? And I'm like, what do you want to do that for? They were going to literally pay for the electrical system installed in my house so that they could then put in a second meter just for my car. So what does that tell you?
Tells you to be
taxing that vehicle as a green source vehicle, which means later if everybody gets these roof panels because they're going to lose money on the electricity that they get to tax, what they'll end up doing is they'll assess how much solar energy you're using going through that system, and I guarantee you they'll tax you on it.
That's going to be interesting. Yeah.
Yep, because they can't lose their money, right? It'd be like, oh, my car runs on water now. Well, guess what? Tax water.
Yeah, so basically they're just trying to convert what you're using to what you would have been using.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the funny thing is coming back to that whole electric and green, saving the environment is, I don't know if you guys know, but back in the 70s, GM actually came out with the first electric car, and it was like a 2-year, might have been 1-year lease, and they sold it to all the high-end people, in Hollywood and all these movie famous people and everything. And it worked out great. Everybody loved it. It was fully chargeable. It was not like the Volt. It was more like the Teslas. It was fully chargeable in your house. And literally after that lease was up, GM drove a truck around, got all of them, and destroyed every vehicle, and you never heard from it again.
Oh, that's insane.
Look it up. So now it's like this big conspiracy theory. So you either big oil paid off GM to shut them up, or the government said, nah, we're not ready for that yet. You know what I mean? Because it was there. It's been there 40 years ago. It was in an actual production and working. And now today, Tesla's like, look at this. Like, it's been here for 40 years. But people don't know about it. Did you guys know about that vehicle?
Not
I have no idea.
Yeah, I got when you guys get bored, you gotta be really bored probably, but when you get bored, get on YouTube and look it up, man. It's actually a crazy story. The people fell in love with the car. They were fighting GM to keep their cars. They were trying to, pay them to keep the vehicles, and they were like, no, they all gotta go. And then the funny thing is the way they got rid of them, it was kind of like the old ET video games for Atari, man. They took them out to a desert and buried that.
Wow, I'm gonna watch this right after we get out.
And you never, ever, ever heard of it again until the Volt, which is weird, right?
Why would they mention it when the Volt came out? I mean, isn't it isn't it stupid to mention something that wasn't really good to do? Like,
yeah, I don't know. It's just a crazy thing that happened. I have no idea. Oh, we got a question in the group. Amy, what's your question, man? He said, what? Why? Wait. Oh, they're talking to each other now. We got a huge group just talking to themselves in there. I thought you had a question for us. Sorry, you guys. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves. Hey, real quick, shout out to our producer of the show, Brandon Reverend. You can find him at The Rev Plays. Also to Adet, thank you very much, brother, for being a patron member. And Ron Wazab Lunsford, who's always hooking a brother up. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. How about Microsoft has got a new program that lets you upgrade your device every 18 months. They're trying to get into the phone game. What do you guys think of that?
It's kind of interesting, I guess, but I don't know, like, how often do people upgrade computers? I mean, they're technically computers, so
I don't know. I think they're trying to lock them into the, the long-term dollar. They're realizing, hey, like the T-Mobile Jump programs and all this, you're just never paying it off. You're leasing for life is basically what you're doing.
Yeah, I guess they're just roping people into to staying, which is an interesting idea. But I don't know. I guess if you like the product and you kind of want to stay with the latest tech, then it's like a good thing. It's probably a good thing. But other than that, I don't really see the benefit of it.
Yeah, I don't either. I actually think it's kind of weird. I mean, I understand what what Microsoft is trying to do, and I don't know if you guys know or not, but when Microsoft, little quick history for you, but when Microsoft released the first Surface Pro product, the Surface One with the RT on it, they actually lost $1 billion on that product. It was a $900 million write-off, and then the rest I think went into R&D that they lost the other $100 million. So they were already completely belly up on that product before they were able to turn it around. So the fact that now that is such a sustainable and big money growing market for them, it's just crazy to think about. The same thing happened when the original Xbox came out. They said that they lost like $300 million the first year. Now that one though, they knew they were going to lose revenue because the console costed them to, I think, $500 to make, and then they were selling it for $300. So they knew every console they sold they were going to lose money on until they started making back the money on the software companies, giving them a piece of the action. So the fact that Microsoft stayed in the game after losing $1 billion is pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's really insane.
Yep.
I think this this new program though, it's I don't know. It seems to me it's geared more towards like businesses and not really. I don't think consumers benefit too much from it, but like I don't know, if you run a business, it'll be nice to keep your computers and stuff upgraded. So instead of just running like the same computer for like 10 years or whatever. So,
yeah, and for the business users, they're giving you the options of whether you can trade in either 18 months, 20 months, or 24 months. So you have that option as a business user if you're taking up their business product.
Yeah, I mean, Dell used to be the king of that, but back then they called it a lease. So they would just continue to give you discounts as long as you kept leasing them, just kind of like a car. But Microsoft, they're starting to put their act together. I mean, the fact that they're now in hardware, and obviously every Android phone that's out, they get a cutback. I mean, I think like 5% of all of Microsoft's income comes from Android phones. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but they make a ton of money.
Is that from their software or?
Yeah, they own the patent, I believe. There's something in the Android phones. I don't think it's the software for the operating system, but there's something in the Android system that they own, and they get they get $20 or $30 on every handset that goes out. They get a big piece of that.
Oh, okay, so, I didn't know that. I thought it was just maybe because of their Microsoft Office stuff that they have on Android or something. No, sometimes that comes pre-installed,
like which is crazy because I remember when they come out with the Microsoft phones, I was like, that's weird. Yeah, you guys Google it or look it up. But yeah, Microsoft has a big chunk invested in Android. They do not want that to go away. That's a big deal. And actually, when the new CEO came in and took over, he was like, listen, don't be stupid. Don't try to make everything just for Microsoft. You need to roll it out to everybody. Everybody needs to be using our products. Did you guys see there was a quick blurb about Microsoft is coming out with a keyboard that's for the iPad Pro?
I did not catch that.
Nope.
Yeah, it was just a real quick blurb. I don't even remember where I saw it. It might have been on The Verge or something, but it popped up and it said that, yeah, Microsoft, and it accidentally went out there, is actually producing keyboards for the iPad Pro, which is crazy because I can't see Apple at all being a partner to do that because they make so much money on, I mean, every one of these
Yeah, the
products
pencil.
that you do with Apple, they make, 100% of the profit. So how true that is, I don't know. Still, though, coming back to the Microsoft and their products, I think the biggest letdown for me on the Surface Pro, and I'm going to preach it until they fix it, is I want another size. I want a 14-inch, right? And I want these blades. I want different keyboards on here. I don't just want different colors. I want different keyboards. I want a DJ keyboard. I want an artist keyboard. I want, you know what I mean? Because that's the seller. That's the thing. I think that's going to get it into everybody's hands because think about it right now. Like I have the Surface Studio, right? So they're trying to be creative. Well, to be creative, you got to give us creative tools, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Like the dial. I'm pretty sure that's really useful for those in the creative industry.
Yeah, the dial is really cool, but the crazy thing with the dial, same thing again, is that there's only like 4 applications that use it. I'd be like, Microsoft, start helping people to provide, hell, just pay the programmers and make it for them. Be like, hey, Adobe Premiere Pro, we're going to make this for you, this little quick add-on. It's going to go into your system so you can scrub easy with it. You know what I mean? It should just be a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it supported like Premiere Pro, that would be like that'd be a game changer for sure, especially with color grading, things like that.
Good, right? That would be phenomenal. It would actually open the doors for people to go, you know what, I actually like this. This is a great product. And I do have the Surface Studio review coming up. I'm actually doing, I guess I'll do a quick plug now since we're talking about the Surface product, is I'm going to do the whole Surface lineup because I've got the Pro, the Studio, and the laptop, and I'm going to do them 3 different pieces, review them all, but kind of the whole Microsoft Surface family, where it was, where it is now type of deal. And so look for that. That's coming up soon, as soon as I get rid of or get done with all these videos I'm doing this weekend. So I say we haven't given away the Apple gift card I said we need to give away. We need to do that right now. At it. It's to you, buddy. Why don't you go ahead and give away a $25 Apple gift card. Whoever wins this, make sure you DM me afterward, and I'll send you the code that I got on the back of the card so you guys can have it.
Okay, so this is going to be a pretty easy one. So keyboard warriors, get ready.
Uh-oh. Are they going to have to dig through Google, Bing, Yahoo? What do we got to do? AOL? AOL search engine?
It's actually about the Essential phone. So which co-founder of Android is behind the Essential phone?
Oh, man. Ron, you cannot win 2 today. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Andy Rubin.
Yeah, that's the answer.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
Preston, you just won yourself a $25 Apple gift card. Congratulations, buddy, and congratulations to Ron Wazab Lunsford on his slick raps. We appreciate it. So what's going on? You guys got anything, any big tech news, anything you guys are getting ready to do right now?
Nothing on my end, no.
You're not creating the next solar roof that's going to be way cheaper?
The Solar Red.
I'm going to buy a bunch of calculators and take the solar panels off of those and build that roof.
The old watches that. Oh, that's
be a
awesome.
good place for those badges. You got that.
That's right. Well, thank you guys so much, man. Thank you guys for being a part of the show. Again, everybody give Boogie some love out there. He really needs it. Just send him a tweet. Tell him you're thinking about him. Everybody else, we love you guys. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next week on Changing the Tech Scene. We're out.